show kindness to parents and to kindred, and orphans and the needy, and to the neighbor that is a kinsman, and the neighbor that is a stranger, and the companion by your side, and the wayfarer, and those whom your right hands possess. Surely Allah loves not the proud and the boastful. Now in these verses, we are being commanded that with those disbelievers who do not cause any enmity, you should be pious and just with them. Then there is a verse of the chapter Maida that even be just with the enemies, because there are certain rights and limits of even enmity. If the enemy is doing unjust and unpleasant acts, then you should not act otherwise than with justice, and act improperly in any way. Do not transgress beyond the crime performed. Whatever immorality he is displaying, do not display the same thing. Then the third verse of Surah Al-Nisa, from the parents to every kind of person and category of human, it is said to be just with all of these classes, that be kind and generous with the entire mankind, so that peace can be established in the world. So therefore, for the sake of establishing peace, for the sake of establishing a peaceful society, this is a great teaching that we find in the Holy Qur'an. And this today is the guarantor of peace, not that action by that despicable American priest who insulted the Holy Qur'an. These people are surely calling out for the wrath of Allah. So therefore it is our work that whenever we see any obscene attacks against Islam, the Holy Qur'an and the Holy Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, by the enemies, then first of all we need to adopt our teachings according to the true teachings of Islam. Then we need to preach this beautiful teaching in society. Whatever resources and means are available, they should be utilized. May Allah the Almighty enable us to achieve this. At this time, I will mention a great saint and scholar of this dispensation, who was a Hafiz of the Quran, who had memorized the entire Quran and who had a special connection with the Holy Quran. His secular education was also very high. He had a great name in astronomy. However, his science was always according to the Holy Quran. He passed away in the past few days. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Surely to Allah we belong and to him we shall return. And his name was Hafiz Saleh al-Din. For the past approximately 4 years, he was in Qadian, and he was a Sadr of the Anjuman-e-Ahmadiyyat. But apart from this, for a long time, he was a member of the Anjuman-e-Ahmadiyyat. He obtained an MSc in physics from Osmania University. Then later he achieved a PhD in America in astronomy and astrophysics. In 1963, in one of the observatories in the University of Chicago, USA. This is where he achieved his PhD, and he had many qualities and excellences. From an intellectual standpoint, he had written more than 50 articles and research papers in various international magazines, and he received many different awards for these. For example, one of the famous awards of India, called the Magnat Sar Award, which related to theoretical science, this was achieved by him in 1981. Apart from this, he received so many different awards when I was looking at his history, but he was so humble to the extreme. The dynamic of galaxies or lunar and solar eclipse was his favorite topic. He wrote about the Quran and the Hadith with reference to the solar and lunar eclipse and the truthfulness of the promised Messiah, peace be upon him. In relation to this, he delivered different speeches in various jalsas. He delivered a speech in the UK and even in Qadian. From 1994 to 1995, on the centenary of this sign, He wrote articles in various jmaat magazines which were published. In 2009 as well, he delivered a speech about the existence of God in light of astronomy, and this was a very intellectual speech he gave. His scientific articles would always be in light of the Holy Qur'an. He would always prove them from the verses of the Holy Qur'an. All his articles on science, they would always have inference to the Holy Qur'an, and he was an expert in this regard. He was also naturally inclined towards this topic. He was also a research scholar and research fellow of different universities. There is just a long list, it cannot be read out just now. Then, great minds of the 21st century, American Biographical Institute, Raleigh, America. They also gave him this award. That was in 2003. He also gave many services to the